Hey guys, it's a J-Man, day 10 of my 13 days of Halloween, and I just watched, Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, interesting movie. It's a different one, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I watched it with my brother Andy, actually. Uh, Not usually a fan of horror movies. He got a bit, he's like, what the hell's going on, man? But then he stayed. I think he quite enjoyed it, actually. He stayed to the end. He actually quite enjoyed it. He was probably cheering on Jason, actually. It was pretty funny. Yeah. So you got Freddy v Jason. Freddy, obviously, you got your main character from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Ex-child killer, got killed. Now he controls the dream realm. So basically, anyone who lives on Elm Street, basically, if you're a kid, you go sleep on Elm Street, he's probably going to be hunting for you. And he's fighting Jason from the Friday the 13th saga, who, if you're a camper at Crystal Lake, particularly a horny one, he's probably going to come after you, So yeah, it's basically what in Friday the 13th, not in Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, part 9. I think they leave a reference to Freddy Krueger. Oh, I think they find a Freddy glove. Well, I'm just watching the scene from Jason, because I've not seen Jason 9 yet, actually. It's not the most commercial film of all of them. So what you got at the end of the film, you find the Jason mask in kind of the dust. Dogs come along. Dogs digging around in the dust, and the dogs found the mask. Oh, and Freddy Krueger's hand has come out of the dust, and he's taken the mask with it down, pulled it into the dust. Yeah, so I think that's like right at the end of Jason 9. Just that bit there. I don't know if I'll put the clip up because that's more hassle than I need. It's like, man, I'm not going to do too much editing in these videos. These videos turn out to be a lot longer than my normal ones. I don't want to edit that. I mean, my Scream one was 50 minutes? 1 hour, 50 minutes? Gosh, I'm not doing editing with that movie. Yeah. So, the movie starts, and I think it starts at Camp Crystal Lake, where Jason roams. 3 minutes into the film, girls going skinny dipping. Boom, 3 minutes in, take a boob shot. Those who play my drinking game, every time you see a boob, or other horror movie cliches, which I'll point out as the film progresses. Yeah, 3 minutes in, got boobs out, take a shot. 2 minutes later, she's dead. But she's running around, in this shirt, and her boob's hanging out. So you could take a shot for that entire scene if you want to. It's gratuitous. It really is. By this say, this is one of the film. It's one of the later films in both series. And it's kind of 2003 is kind of the stage where people aren't taking slasher movies as seriously. So they're kind of just making everything about the film more gratuitous, including the nudity. Whatever. Okay. There is less suspense in this film. 3 minutes into the film, you've got you see Jason chasing a girl. 2 minutes later, she's dead. There's less suspense in this because I think usually the film you probably won't see Jason for a while. You won't actually see him kill them. And then you'll probably just see the body, and then you won't actually see Jason until maybe about 40 minutes into the film. Well, not properly. You'll see people die, but you won't actually see him doing it, because it's all about the suspense of who's doing this. This film, by the way, there's suspense. You see Jason pretty quick in the film. You see Freddy pretty quick in the film, mainly just because it's late in the series of all the films. So by this stage, everyone knows who Freddy Krueger is, and everyone knows who Jason Voorhees is. You don't really there is loads of origin stuff. So, if you're a fan of one genre, you might just be thinking, this is Jason Part 11, or this is Friday the 13th. This is A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 8. 8, I think it's part 8. If you include the reboot. Even though the reboot, I don't know if the reboot's in the same timeline. I'm not sure. I know. Yeah. So basically, it shows like Chris Lake, and then it shows Jason's mum talking to him. I don't know. You don't usually see Jason's mum talking to him in his head, because normally he just, you just know that's what's happening. But in this, they actually show Jason's mum talking to him, and then it turns out Jason's mum is actually Freddy, in a dream. Basically, Jason's asleep because there's no one to kill at the moment, so he's kind of just gone into like a sort of hibernation. And Freddy is stuck. Freddy is stuck in the dream world, basically because after 7 movies, again might not include the reboot. After 6 movies, people have got wise to Freddy. They know that if you're not scared of him, he has no power over you, and you can fight back now. If you learn how to figure out the dream world, you can fight back against Freddy. And Freddy is like Pennywise. He's only powerful for as long as you're scared of him. So if you're not scared of him, then nothing you can do. So he's basically trapped in hell almost. And then nothing you can do. So he figures if he comes into Jason's dreams, potentially Jason's mum tells Jason to go to Elm Street, where Freddy Krueger used to live, and put the fear of God into these kids, basically. Start picking them off one by one, kill a few. So Jason, thinking it's his mum telling him to go, obliges, goes to Elm Street. And the idea is Freddy, once these kids have got the fear of God put into them and they start having bad dreams, etc., Freddy can build his power up. So in a way, that's actually a genius plan, really. That's how Freddy can come back from the dead, really. I get that. That's quite clever. There's more metal in this film now. I think that might be to do with, I know this is a bit before Rob Zombie's time, I think, but there's now again it's got to the stage now it's like you don't need suspenseful music as such. I mean, there is in there, but I mean, just put a bit of metal in there, a bit of hardcore, deathcore, anything with core at the end except easy core or nerdcore. They're like the 2 cores that are nice. Other than that, every core is involved. So basically, it starts out, same way as all this, a high school party. You got some girls in the house, boys come into the house. Straight away, one of the girls' boyfriend, Dick. He's the jock character. Every time the jock character's in it, there's always one. When he dies, you take a shot. So get them shot glasses ready, guys. It's raining outside, yet his jacket is still dry. I mean, he's wearing a friggin' leather jacket. You can see a leather jacket is wet. Movie mistake number 1. When I make my movie, people go out in the rain. They come in wet. When I make my movie, I'm going to make a Kickstarter. Anyone who watches this movie has to give me a tenner. About 100 people watch my wrestling video. That's $1,000 right there. I mean, if I was Kevin Smith, I'm 1/28th of the way to a movie. Lovely jubbly, innit? Yeah. Basically, the girl, our main character, what's her name? It's a pretty standard name for these movies. What is it, Laurie or something? I think it's Laurie. Yeah, I think her name's Laurie. It's a pretty standard name for this series of films, really. They're not too imaginative with their names. Basically, her boyfriend up and left a while ago. It wasn't a serious boyfriend. She was only about 14 at the time, so nothing happened. But she's not really wanting to be with another guy since, and her friends are all going, "Oh, you need to find another guy, man. Like, dick boy boyfriend's brought his friend over. You should go out with him." What's his name? What is that boy's name? I mean, so far I've just listed him as Itchy Ball Guy. Blake. There he is. She's not really interested in Dick Boy's friend Blake. I mean, I don't know if Blake's a bad dude, but he's not, he's a bit of an idiot. He's running around scratching his ball. You know, she don't really she's not interested. He's talking about the feng shui of the room, and then her friend's like, "Oh, why don't you go up to her room and then she can show you her feng shui." I'm not sure what feng shui is a euphemism for, but I mean, I've never heard that one before actually. It'd be funny if just like, nope, that pubic hair is ruining the entire region. No, bad juju on that. I'm not touching that. That'd be funny. Yeah. But I don't know if he's a bad dude. He's just, not what she finds attractive. He's a bit of an idiot. Oh yeah, and then Dick Boy, he's going out with one of the girls, and he's always bossing around, going like shit like, "Oh, don't let me tell you twice," He's a fucking dick, jock boyfriend, Anyway, she's a mug. She has a funny line actually. She's smoking, and he's like, "Oh, don't kiss me, you're smoking." And they're like, "Oh, I thought you stopped smoking." "Oh, I only smoke when I drink now." "But you drink all the time." "I'll work on that after." That's the logic of smokers, right? Yeah. And then she's a mug, so 5 seconds later, she's having sex with him. This is your first day. Never have sex in a horror movie. I mean, you think you're safe because you're on Elm Street and Freddy's dead, right? Didn't think that Jason would be there, did you? So Jason is on his way. Yeah. He's standing outside in the bushes. Yeah. Not take your shot yet, though. Don't take your shot just yet. The camera's placed behind her back. Till she goes for a shower, take a shot. But it was a bit of a shame, really. Was that her name? Isabel. I quite like her as an actress, really. So it was quite surprising that she'll do a nude scene and a sex scene. But she didn't. Apparently, it's a body double. Well, how about that? Your actorial integrity has been restored. Respect. And I've just put on my note, by the way, accordion bed. Accordion bed, you ask? Facing while she's in the shower, Jason has just gone into the bedroom, seen him lying there, stabbed him with the machete. He likes the machete, especially in this film. And then it's a fold up, and the bed just folds up, and he's lying on his stomach, and basically he just goes, and it just folds up like an accordion. Weird Al should come in and start playing on that shit. That's how my mind works. I was just there seeing a guy, oh my god, a guy's just died, and then there's me just going, if Weird Al was here, he'd play a fucking tune on that. Weird Al fan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and then basically, there's been a murder. Blood on the floor. Everyone's running out of the house. Basically, and the police rock up, start investigating, and one of them says it's got to be Freddy Krueger, right? We're on freaking Elm Street. Someone's been murdered. It's the only logical explanation, right? And the police chief is saying, like, no, don't say that. Don't even say the name. He who must not be. He's like fucking Voldemort, innit? I'm not a fan of Harry Potter films, to be honest with me. Yeah. But I think, they're kind of in the whole kind of small town state of mind where you don't talk about silly shit like that, I mean, it's probably just, some drunken teenager fucking around. Why would it be something supernatural, Yeah. Oh yeah, so they're taken to the police building. And then I've just got my trail of blood crumbs. Freddy's trying to lure her, into his trap, and there's just a trail of blood dripping on the floor. And you know what that trail of blood leads to? A little girl. She's crawled up in front of her. Little girl turns around. Blood in her eyes. Take a shot. Creepy kid. Creepy kids are a staple of the horror genre. Yes. Just you wait till I watch The Shining, sunshine. Just you bloody wait. Yes. And And then the creepy song. Take a shot for the creepy song. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock the door. 5, 6, grab a crucifix. 7, 8, never stay up late. 9, and never sleep again. Yeah, that song. Am I in the dream world, the dream realm yet? Doubt it. I'm sat here alone. There's no Avril Lavigne here, so I must be awake. Yeah, that song. That's a creepy song, sung by children. I say, take 2 shots. Double fisting whiskey shots, innit? Yeah. That's it. I said Blake's not too bad, right? Blake's not an evil guy, but he's a bit of a dickhead. Apparently, he was supposed to be babysitting, but he would rather go there because there's a chance he might get some. No, you didn't. So shame on you, Blake. Yeah. And basically, he falls asleep. Blake on the porch, sat next to his dad. He falls asleep, and in his dream, he sees Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, you know, turns like something. I think he goes to slash him in the chest, but he goes through him like he's dust, and then he wakes up. Freddy's like, you know, oh, I'll let Jason have his fun until I get my power back. So he's not quite powerful enough to kill anyone, Freddy, yet. You know, so he's like, I'll let Jason kill him off first, you know. And he wakes up and he's like, Dad, poking his dad, Dad, you asleep? And then Dad's head just falls off. Blood squirt, take a shot for gratuitous blood. Yeah. And if you don't think that blood splat was gratuitous enough, Jason pops up, machete, blood shoots across the window. Now that's a shot at least. So if you took a shot before, take another one. If you didn't take a shot, take one now. Yeah. And we take us to a scene in the mental institution. Got some asshole doctors not letting the dude watch the TV because he's watching TV and he sees Elm Street and he's like, oh my god, that's my ex-girlfriend. Dun, dun, dun. Laurie's ex-boyfriend wasn't a dick. After all, he went to the mental institution because he was having nightmares where Freddy was trying to kill him, so he went to the mental institution and they blocked his letters. That's why she didn't hear from him. That's why he's an asshole, but actually, he's not that bad all along. Which is good, because usually in horror movies, all the nice characters turn to shit. This guy's a dickhead. It turns out he's actually a nice guy. Well, fuck me in the butt. How about that? He's actually a nice guy. But it feels like a sequel. You know, because I feel like him and his friend, or is it his friend? Him and his friend like feel like they've survived they've survived the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. But it's not a sequel. They're brand new characters, but it feels like a sequel because they've lived that shit, you know. Yeah. So they know shit is up. They know that Freddy Krueger is behind all this. So they're like, we got to break out, you know. We got to do something. So his boyfriend's friend distracts the guard by poking his ass up against the window. You know what? We take a lot of shots for female nudity in these films, and that's not fair. It's sexist, and it's over-sexualising the gender. So, women, take a shot for the man-ass. Yeah, I'm all for equality. Take a shot for that man-ass. No one got their dick out in this movie, so we're settling for man-ass. Take a shot for that. And obviously the guards find him, tranquilise him, bring his back to his room, drop him on the bed, close the door, lock it, walk off, and then got your key card. He managed to pickpocket one of the guards in the scuffle, so they break out. Well, one of them breaks out. He's kind of carrying his, you know, tranquilized body. Yeah. Yeah, and we take back to Laurie in her house. And you've got Laurie's dad there, and he's fucking secretly putting sleeping pills in her drink, man. I'm like, fucking hell, man, don't do that's sick, man. You're a little bit creepy, Dad. You're a little bit creepy. But obviously she's like, oh, I don't want to drink, I don't want to go to sleep, I need to stay awake. So she goes off to see her friend, you know. She goes off to school, you know, just because she wants to, you know, live her life and forget about it all, I guess, you know. And then there's the nice nerd character, which isn't a staple of the horror genre, it's a staple of the teen movie genre, and basically these are teen movies until people start dying. The lovely nerd kid. You know, I feel bad for the lovely nerd kid. I mean, he's loved her, you know, since he met her years ago, and she's not fucking interested because she's too fucking pretty for him. And he's famous now, that actor. I've forgotten what I've seen him in, but that actor's famous now. What's his name? You know, her lovely nerd friend. What is this, Day of Dork Day? Get out of here. But then the ex-boyfriend, his friend, shows up in school. You know, and I know Freddy Krueger's out for you know. Yeah. So they're back together. You know. He explains they didn't pass the letters on. You know, I'm not really a bad guy, so you know, it's a huggies. It's all beautiful. Feel bad for lovely nerd kid, really though. Yeah. Then we shot to her friend, played by Kelly Rowland, who is like famous for shit. You know, what are you doing in this movie? You're famous for shit, right? You're fucking famous for something. Yeah. And she's on about getting her nose job done. So she's there. I think she's at the clinic, and she's going through a magazine. And I think she must have nodded off. Turns page. Surgical a page for boob enlargements. I don't know if it counts because it's a magazine, but there's a close-up of it, so I take a shot for the boobies in the magazine. And then this is a really funny bit. Turns page. Freddy Krueger's on the page. He jumps out the page, sticks his 2 claws up her nose, rips her nose off. Got your nose, which is funny. It's kind of an irony though, because it's like she wants the nose job, the character, because the character's so concerned about being pretty. Yeah. And it's like she would rather like fuck her face up, you know, in order to hide her natural beauty to look what Hollywood perceives as beautiful, you know. So it's kind of like an irony there, you know. I like that. That's pretty clever. Yeah. Then they're all in the van, you know, driving around, and I think the boyfriend and his friend are in the van, and they're saying like, you know. They haven't had a nightmare since leaving Elm Street, and when they're at the asylum, they put them on some medication called Hypnosil, I think it's called, which basically stops you from dreaming, in effect. So like, we got to get hold of some of this shit, you know. Yeah. So then we can, if we fall asleep, we're not going to get tormented by it. Then it takes a shot at a nice little rave in a cornfield. I like a nice little rave in a cornfield. Not much of a raver, I've got to say, you know, but it sounds like a good idea. You know, I live in a pretty boring town, to be honest. No one ever does shit like that here. I mean, my parties at the Bro House are a little bit, you know, beer and pizza, you know. They're not in, you know, debauchery, you know, guys in hockey masks running around killing people. You know, I might run around in my underpants if I've had enough to drink, and, you know, brandish a lightsaber above my head. That's about as far as I'll go. And I was like, Jason, I think Jason pierces the keg and lets it drain. That's a dick move, Jason, man. I mean, if you go to a kegger, you know, in like a rave kegger in a friggin' cornfield, you know what? I expect some guy to get shanked, alright? But piercing the keg, that's just mean, man. You're a buzzkill, Jason. You're a real buzzkill. Yeah. Yeah, man. And then it's like, Nerd Boy, lovely Nerd Boy, is talking to Laurie and Kelly Rowland, you know, and then, you know, he's going all like, oh, you're so beautiful, I love you, you know, and then Kelly Rowland's like, you know, oh man, like, I don't know, she says something mean to him because, you know, she's too cool for this Nerd Boy, you know, and I love he refers to the party as primates, you know, because he's way more intelligent than everybody apparently. Yeah, and then basically she's being mean to him, and then he's just like, oh, I used to think you hated me because I'm not good enough for Laurie, but actually you just hate me because you really hate yourself, you know, because you think you're never going to be good enough, you know, so you just take it out on other people. And then she's like, Oh my god, he said what's true. These two too fucking smart. So yeah. I don't know what I've even wrote on this note here. I think it's auto-corrected it because I typed very fast because I was watching the film. Was it Exeter was an asshole? 3 hospitals. Oh, he wasn't an asshole. The hospital didn't send him. So I have no idea what that note was. It's just my phone's just auto-corrected the gibberish I wrote down without even looking because I was watching the film. Yeah. But yeah, so you know he's basically Will, his boyfriend. Sorry, Will is back with Laurie and lovely nerd boy. You know, sorry, lovely nerd boy. You know, you're shit out of luck, mate. She's back with it, Will, and Will's actually an alright dude. You know, so as sad and as lovely as the story would be if nerd boy ended up with her, she's with the right guy. All the nerds in the world are crying. But the story goes on. Yeah. And the girl, played by, was it Elizabeth Isabel? Well, no, her characters now. I don't know characters' names, man. They're not a recurring character in the series. How am I supposed to remember characters' names if they're not recurring? Yeah, she's fallen asleep in the middle of the cornfield. She's just lying there on the dirt. And she can hear her dead boyfriend, you know, going, "Follow me. Don't make me ask you twice." He's still a dickhead even after death. He's there holding his head on because, you know, it's like fucking beheaded, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. And then she's in the boiler room. You know, Freddy's boiler room where he used to take all of the girls to kill them. Yeah, reference to old films. Lovely. Then you got this fucking disco punk dude. Disco punk. This is one side of the world. This is the other side of the world. England and Australia. They're as far away as you can get. And somehow they've decided a disco punk. Okay, apparently there's a dude who likes punk and disco. I'll look past that moment of madness, the biggest plot hole in the entire film series. And this is 2 film series in one. Hey, yes. Okay. Disco punk. You know, he's just walking through the field, you know, fucking drunk and probably stoned out of his balls. And he looks on the floor and he sees, ooh, hot girl lying in the grass. So he starts crawling on her and starts like kissing her and shit. Kids, not right. You see a girl asleep in a cornfield, slap her in the face because she might be having a Freddy dream. It's the right thing to do. Better than the other, isn't it? Yeah. And by the way, when he's all over her, by the way, take a shot for creepy music. Yeah, there's the Freddy music and the Jason music. That's good directing. It actually feels like both films. It's not a straight Freddy film. It's not a straight Jason film. It's both merged, connected and shit. Yeah. So and then Jason's Freddy is chasing her through this boiler room. She's trying to hide, you know, and then he gets her. She's in a locker, you know, trying to hide from it. He opens the locker and she's cornered. You know, he's like got his claw out, goes for the strike, and then her chest bursts open. Jason has stabbed her and Disco Punk. Disco Punk's dead. Yeah, double kill. That's why he has a big machete. You know, and then Freddy's like, "What the hell, done? She was my kill." How? Just like Gimli and Legolas, you know, they got a point system going on where they count how many people they killed. You know, Jason stole Freddy's kill. If this was a video game, I'd be pissed. Friday the 13th is a video game. They're running through all the Friday the 13th movies. Are they going to do Freddy v Jason or are they going to skip that one? Because I've not played the video game yet, even though it's been out a freaking year. I get paid tomorrow night, so maybe I'll play it. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. A lovely pair of stoners there. Ooby dooby. You've only got a fat boy and his friend. Fat boy and his friend. Fat boys, yay! Fat boys aren't represented enough in these movies. We need more fat boys. His friend dies in 2 seconds. Jason just done with that. Fat boy. What was that? My chair squeaked. That was peculiar. Yeah. Fat boy. He's got a jug of something. I don't know what is that jug. Something, maybe something highly alcoholic, I guess. Splashes that on Jason, and then he picks up a lit torch with a flame on it. Sets Jason on fire. Fat boy's smart. I mean, fire don't really do shit to Jason, but how does he know that? He's smart, right? Yeah. So he set Jason on fire. I mean, Jason does chase Fat Boy, and Jason does kill Fat Boy, sadly. It's an awful shame, that. You know? He threw the sword. I said this when I watched Friday the 13th Part 6. Who taught him to throw a sword? I mean, any old git can wave a machete around, yeah? But, you know, who actually taught him to throw a knife? You don't just do that by instinct. You've got to learn to throw a knife, right? Especially a machete. You know, and that's hard to make move. Anyway, this stoner kid, this other stoner kid with long hair and a beanie on, who looks suspicious. He's not, but he looks suspiciously like Jay, minus his Silent Bob. Maybe Fat Boy was his Silent Bob, who talks a lot. He's dead now. That's what I was say. He looks a lot like him, so I thought I'd point out Stoner Boy, who looks like Jay. He plays a small part in this film. Also want to point out Misfits car scent hanging from the mirror. Fucking Misfits, right? Yeah. Anyway, and then van pulls up outside Laurie's house. Laurie's dad comes in like, "How dare you be in that van? How dare you hang out with this boy? This boy was in a mental hospital. Get back in the house or so help me." And then Will, the boyfriend's like, "Your dad killed your mum." "Hey, that's right. Your mum did not commit suicide. Your dad killed her. I saw the whole thing. And he had me committed to the mental asylum to stop me from telling the police." Holy shit. The story moves on. Yeah. Moves on. Yeah. And he's still trying to fucking tell her to take sleeping pills, this dad. This dad don't fucking quit, does he? Will's friend from the mental asylum, he's only gone down falling asleep, hasn't he? So, I mean, we don't know he's fallen asleep, but he's going to the bathroom to take one of those stay awake pills, and he drops the pill down the sink, and then he's like, "Oh shit, man," closes the mirror. There's always a mirror on the thing in movies. There's always a mirror, and he looks in the mirror, and Freddy's face is in the mirror, thrown around the room, killed. You know, I think this guy should know better. What are you doing sitting at a desk for? Like, I'm staying away. You know, I'd fucking be up, walking around, having as much Red Bull as I could possibly afford. You know, which is about 3 cans. Yeah. I mean, don't fucking sit at a desk, lean on the thing, you know, in a dark room. You're going to fall asleep. And this isn't even his first day. If it was his first day, I would let him off. But this isn't his first day. He should know better. You know. Yeah. Oh, he sees someone he knows who died. I guess who Freddy killed in the bath. And he's got slit wrists, and it's went up. Take a shot for that. That's squirting. Any blood that's squirting, you take a shot for, man. That's me. I'm not saying it's not needed, but it's gratuitous, right? Anyone who watches the Eddie Guerrero JBL wrestling match, you know, take a shot for that squirty blood in his head. That was real shit, man. Yeah. And they. Oh, yeah, and Freddy carves Freddy's back into his back. Of course, right? He's back. in his back. Of course he does. Yeah, and then we go to the police station, and you know who the policeman is? Small dick guy from a Scary Movie. Yeah, that guy, but he's nice in this, yay! And he's like, all the guys running around saying it's Freddy Krueger. I think it's Jason. It's more Jason's MO. I just don't know why he's not a Crystal Lake. And then the police chief, you know, like he said before, stop saying these names. It's nothing crazy at all. It's just something normal. Ignore it. Pretend it's not happening. Policeman disobeys them, so he finds this group of kids, you know, and he's like, I'm here to help you. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so they're all sat around this table discussing what to do. And fucking lovely nerd boy, he's the only one who's got the story I've figured, you know. He's just like, you know, Freddy needs Jason so he can get to us, you know. But if Jason kills Freddy, everything will be back to normal, right? Because Jason's only there because he thinks Freddy's his mum, and he thinks his mum's telling him to kill the kids, you know. But if we kill Freddy, his power over Jason is done. So what if we, you know, bring Freddy into the real world and have Jason kill him? And they're like, we need a sacrifice. No, we have to sacrifice a virgin. And everyone looks at Nerd Kid, and then he's like, counts if you pay for it. You dirty boy. And then naturally we'll go, oh yeah, Laurie. Yeah, she never got it on with Will. I'm surprised they didn't have a quick one there, you know. I haven't seen her for years. We must own. But no. Yeah. You know, she's the she's the one. But it turns out this was all actually a dream, and she wakes up from this dream. You know, there was scary incidents. You know, where like Freddy was like her dad yelling at her or something. You know. Anyway, she wakes up. You know, they want to go to the hospital, try and get hold of some of this hypnosil. I think basically they've found all these beds with you, and basically hypnosil. If you take too much of the stuff, it basically makes you brain dead. I mean, there's all these people lying in beds like they're dead, but I think they're alive. You know, so basically, I think it, in effect, kills your brain. I think basically what it does, it basically kills your brain for a while to stop it, you know, from going into like REM or whatever. You know, so I mean, take too much of it will actually, you know, kill your brain off for good, I guess. Yeah. And then Stoner Boy must have fallen asleep. Stoner Boy, who looks like Jay, you know, he sees this fucking caterpillar with Freddy's face crawling into him, and the caterpillar pulls out a friggin' shisha, you know, and starts sucking on that. You know, you know, and Freddy Krueger getting high with the stoner. I mean, I think that was a little bit of a bro moment, because Freddy didn't kill the Stoner Boy. I'm calling that a bro moment. That's lovely, that is, yeah. Freddy befriends the Stoner Boy, and they get higher ever after. You know, but now he's asleep. Freddy sees what's going on here, so Freddy tells Stoner Boy, who's asleep by the way, so susceptible, to flush the pills. You know, get rid of the pills. You know, we don't need the pills. And he starts doing it, you know, absentmindedly. Okay, then I'll do what you say, because I'm fucking asleep and I don't know what's right or what's wrong. You know, so he starts throwing these times in, and everyone's trying to stop him. You know. And then eventually the caterpillar, which is Freddy, crawls into his mouth, and now he's in effect possessed by Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger don't do many possessions. This is a new thing. I want to see Freddy Krueger possess more people. That was pretty fucking cool. I mean, I've seen him crawl out of a few people before. That's pretty horrible. Yeah. And basically, everyone, Jason turns up. Jason's killed Small Dick Guy, by the way. I need to find his character's name. I feel terrible saying that about his name, you know. We're all hypocrites here. Yeah. So, everyone's running away from Jason, but, possessed stoner dude who looks like Jay, he's like, he's mine, bitch, in Freddy's voice because he's possessed. Behind his back, he's got 2 injections of like a sedative. So when Jason comes up to him, he shoves him in his neck, you know, and then Jason cuts him in half. Stoner Boy's dead. Freddy calls out. Freddy's fine. And then Jason falls down asleep. You know. So yeah. Jason's fallen asleep now. So they tie him up, bundle him in the car, and they take him back to Camp Crystal Lake. I think they figure is if Jason kills Freddy there, he's home. You know, so what need would he have to leave home in order to kill these kids again? Because he don't need to kill these kids again. Or try to kill these kids again. So, you know, I get that. Let's bring him home. And then he probably won't want to leave home again. Yeah. So, now Jason is asleep and he's in Freddy's boiler room in the dream realm. And to be fair, Freddy fucks with him for a fair few minutes. One scene, it's just a little bit too silly. I mean, this film's a bit silly as well. But Freddy can do whatever he wants. So he just like, starts picking him up with the power of mind. He's just like, ping, 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 ping. And he starts playing fucking pinball with Jason. I know Freddy has a sense of humour, but I think that makes the film a little bit too silly, that bit, you know. The fucking pinball scene. I mean, it's funny, don't get it wrong, but ping, 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 ping. It is a bit say, Jason fights back. Jason cuts off Freddy's arms, and then he's like, oh, what the fuck now? But of course, you're in the dream realm. Freddy just sprouts new arms, man. You can't really do shit to Freddy in the dream world. I mean, well, they did in part 5, I suppose. And Freddy's like, welcome to my nightmare. What is he referencing there? Because I know the Green Power Ranger says it, but I'm pretty sure that's not a Power Rangers reference. It's an album by Alice Cooper. You know, is that what they're referencing? Are they referencing Alice Cooper? Yeah. Yeah, all I'm seeing is Alice Cooper references, so I'm guessing it's an Alice Cooper reference. Which makes sense. Alice Cooper did a song for Friday the 13th Part 6, didn't he? You know, he's back! The man behind the mask! Fucking tune that, actually. Yeah, he's back, the man behind the mask. Go Google it, it's a good song. Yeah, so I guess that's an Alice Cooper reference. So I guess the Green Power Ranger was making Alice Cooper references. Yeah, he's pretty rock and roll. He's got long hair. That makes sense, right? Yeah. And then it's got Jason apparently is scared of water because as a child he drowned. Which makes sense. It makes sense, but Jason's not really been scared of water beforehand. You know, he friggin' followed Tommy Jarvis deliberately into the water. You know, in order for him to friggin' bury him underwater, you know, and subsequently drown him again. You know, so I understand the fear of water, but I think that is a new thing, actually. And if he's not scared of water, he's definitely scared of his mum being disappointed in him. You know, so... there's that. Anyway, and they decide they've got to go to the. They've decided they've got to send Laurie off to the dream world to kind of suffer. So they're going to give her a little time limit, I think. And when the alarm goes off, she's going to grab hold of Freddy and pull him in. You know, the old school trick. You know, that's the old school. You know, they've done that before. And it's on Camp Crystal Lake, and you can see the children bullying a young Jason. You know. And then you see, so she runs up to the camp counselors, and And she's like, aren't you going to help him? And you see one counsellor is just fucking one of the female counsellors against the wall. And it's funny line actually. She's like, aren't you coming? And then the counsellor turns out to be Freddy Krueger, and he's like, not my fault. She's dead on her feet. That's a horrible line. And the girl's dead, by the way. He's fucking a dead chick. Take a shot, you see her tits. It's such a horrible line, but it's so funny. I mean, I see what he did there, man. Oh god, that's horrible. So basically, then Freddy decides to pull Jason under the water. You know, is that implying that Freddy did it? Is that a memory? But I think Freddy's tampering with said memory, I guess. So I don't know. Ignore what I said. And they realise that they see Jason asleep on the floor. They realise he's drowning. He's spitting out water. So then they're like, if we got to do this, we got to save Jason. We've got to give him mouth to mouth. And lovely nerd boy has asthma, so his lungs aren't strong enough to it. So it has to be poor Kelly Rowland has to give mouth to mouth to a fucking zombie. You know, so she does. I think he wakes up actually before she does it. Actually, so thank God for that. You don't want to kiss him. Yeah. But the longest when they can't wake her up. Excuse me. They can't wake her up. Yeah. I think they managed to pull her through eventually, of course. But I don't think she's got hold of Freddy. Freddy's face, at this point in the film, Freddy's face changes and he gets scarier. He's got a different face going on. Anyway, so I think she manages to. Actually, I think she manages to pull him in just later than expected. She does manage to pull him into real. And Freddy's in the real world. Oh, where? Yeah. Before that happened, actually, there's a scene where Freddy is in effect about to rape her. And I think Andy was like, "Oh my god, that's not necessary." It's not necessary. But bear in mind, you get more powerful by scaring people. Is there anything more terrifying than that? So, yeah, that's probably why he did it. You know. Yeah. Anyway, she runs into him and she sees not her dad, but Freddy Krueger killed her mum. I think her dad had a nightmare, and in the nightmare he kills the mum, and actually it was Freddy Krueger's fault, you know. So anyway, so she pulls him into the real world. Freddy's about to kill her, and then he looks around, going, "Oh, I'm in the real world." He turns around and he sees Jason, and he fucking shits it. He's terrified because, bear in mind, in the dream world he's all powerful. Here he's not as powerful. You know, he fucking shits himself, and Jason just beats him around the fucking room. You know, I mean, Jason probably should have killed him straight away. You know, it'd been a shorter movie, but I mean, he just beats the shit out of the whole room. You know. That being said, Freddy gets some punches in though. I mean, Freddy's a pretty good fighter considering Jason has powers in effect. Freddy don't. You know, Freddy does shit. You know. By the way, pushes Nerdboy out of the way. Nerdboy gets stuck by a spike. But there was a nice thing, like, Kelly Rowland pulls him out, leans him against a tree, and he's like, I'll be fine. And I think basically she said that she loves him. That's nice. And he's like, go, I'll be fine. So she goes, and she doesn't realise he's actually bleeding out, and lovely Nerdboy dies. Which is an awful shame. We like lovely Nerdboy. Yeah. Anyway, again, basically Freddy is to prove you're not scared of him. So to prove she's not scared of him, Kelly Rowland decides to question Freddy's manhood. She's all like, you got these little claws on your hand. Is that supposed to be compensating? All I'm saying is, Jason's got a big old sword. You know, and Freddy, like, I mean, he takes offence for a second, but then he's like, I see what you're doing, yeah. But by which time he's like, oh, look behind you. Jason's there, slashes her. She's dead. She's very dead. And then they start fighting again. Again, Freddy's a fucking good fighter for no powers. He's really getting some shots in there, gets a few stabbies in there. You know, then the metal plays again. might have some metal in there, actually. Yeah, that. I'm going to edit this, I'm going to put some metal in there. Where am I? Anyway, and then Freddy gets smart. Freddy is smarter than Jason. Anyways, so I think he actually claws at a gas canister, and the gas canister is shooting out like a firework, you know. And he's like, So he goes up behind a board full of them, like in a rack, you know. And then he kind of like lets one off, and it shoots. Jason just slides out of the way in time, you know. He shoots another few, and he's like, but then he starts shooting all of them. Man the torpedoes. And eventually, everybody clocks Jason a little bit. So then Freddy climbs up on the scaffolding, starts throwing shit down him, he gets spike in him and shit, you know, and then he gets like this big tank thing, swings that, whacks Jason, you know. I mean, he's smart, Freddy. Freddy's got some good fighting skills, you know. So then, I think then they're fighting on the pier. You know, they're going to go fist fight now. Really, he's getting some stabbies in there. Jason goes for the stab, and then he slashes at his hand, and Jason's fingers come off. You know, and then the machete falls on the floor, and then Freddy starts slashing away with the machete. You know, so they're like, well, we got them both where we want them now. We can kill both at the same time. So they put fluid on the pier, and then they burn the pier down. And then like one of the canisters blows up, and they shoot into the water. Yeah. They're nice and dead now. Oh wait, Freddy's not dead. Freddy crawls out of the water, holding the machete. He's about to stab with the machete, and then Freddy's own hand comes to his chest. Looks behind, and Jason has killed Freddy with his own hand. Even he tasted steel in the end. That's funny, that's funny. I like that. Yeah. And then I think Jason dies, or they kill Jason. I think I was talking to Andy at the time. So Jason's dead now. And I think he falls into the water. They push him into the water or something. And then that's the end. Lovely, happily ever after. But then you see it right at the end. You see Jason coming out of the water, holding the dismembered head of Freddy Krueger, and it's like Jason won, right? And then the head is like, Freddy's like, ding. Yeah, that's right. The head winked. So I guess, and then you hear Freddy's laughter as the credits roll. Freddy's not dead either. You know, which I guess only open for another sequel. Freddy vs. Jason 2 never happened, sadly. But you know, I believe there is a their little post-credit thing. I think basically it's like, you know, Laurie and Will finally get it on, but then it turns to be a dream and Freddy kills them or something. So it's like establishing they're not dead, and it's the old fake ending. Take a shot for that, you know. Yeah. So, you know, it leaves open for the sequel, which never happened, sadly. We don't see hide nor hair of them until 2009, actually. We got the Friday the 13th reboot, and then in 2010 we got the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. But I think the two films are unrelated. Yeah. What am I going to say about the film? I'll say it's probably more like a Nightmare on Elm Street film. I mean, it's not like a traditional... Jason's almost the good guy in this film, I think. Freddy's pure evil, but, you know, he's funny with it, so it's different. I think Jason's almost... not the good guy, but, I mean, it's like... Jason doesn't really have a lot of beef with these kids. You know, he started out killing because he thought that was what he was doing, but then he realised it wasn't, and then he kind of stopped really caring about killing the kids unless they got in his way, you know. Freddy is very much pure evil in this. I kind of consider this kind of like the 7th instalment of the Freddy, because I think Freddy, the New Nightmare, is unrelated. I think that's a reboot. So I kind of consider this the 7th film in the Freddy saga. I mean, it is Jason, but it's kind of like, it doesn't feel like a Jason. The only thing is, the higher level of sex and nudity is definitely a Nightmare on Elm. It's definitely a Friday the 13th thing. Nightmare on Elm Street usually only has one scene per film. You know, not every Friday the 13th does. I mean, they don't judge the whole genre on that, because not every movie does. So yeah, the film. You could say the film. It's too funny. I mean, it's not a comedy. It's not a comedy. It's not Bride of Chucky, you know. But it has got too many. It's almost a bit. I think that the filmmaker's very self-aware, though. He knows that the film's not taken too seriously, so he makes the blood, the boobs. The story's a bit out there, you know, it's quite over the top, and I think he's done that deliberately, you know, he knows that. I mean, there's no point putting your heart and soul into the film for people to rip it apart, so almost make it a bit silly because of that. You know, it doesn't take anything away from the film, it's just, you know, it's not a serious horror movie per se. Was it good? I'd say it was good. Yeah, I mean, bits here and there. I wouldn't say it was the best in the whole series. I wouldn't say it was the best story in the whole series. I mean, it's probably not the best in the series, but I enjoyed it. I wish there was more crossover movies, to be honest. I mean, as much as crossovers are very rarely good. I mean, can't wait for Godzilla v King Kong. Avengers was good. Justice League was meh. Crossovers don't. Other than that, crossovers don't tend to be amazing. You know. But they're fun. They're a lot of fun. You know. I mean, again, for someone if you don't take slasher movies very seriously, you must be thinking, who would win the fight, Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees? I don't know, that would never happen. But it did, you know. I kind of want to see Michael Myers v Leatherface. You know, or, Freddy v Leatherface. Jason versus Michael Myers, you know. Jason v Michael Myers, do that movie. You know. Actually, I think there's a comic. There's a comic book where Jason fights Leatherface, I think, in a comic book. Non-canon. Yeah. So I like crossovers. I mean, they may not be good films, but they're fun films, you know. So, I mean, I would love to have seen more crossover movies, and I would have loved to have seen Freddy v Jason too. I mean, I don't think this film did badly, per se. You know, it's, didn't do amazing. You know. Yeah, so... excuse me while I die a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie, that. I like the movie. I mean, it's not the best movie in the series. It's a bit gratuitous, but it's a fun movie, you know. It's quite a fun movie. My brother Andy watched it with me, and he was a little bit terrified, but I think he very much enjoyed the film, because he was going to go to bed early because he's got work, but he stayed up to watch the film because he really enjoyed it. You know, so yeah. Lovely, jolly, good, bloody movie, that. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'd say that's probably the last in the normal series of the two films. You know, that's a good ending point. That's why I did that one. I'm going to rewatch the series at some point anyway, so I might talk about them. I don't know. Yeah. I can confirm that tomorrow will be the 11th day of Halloween. The 29th, 29, 30, 31, yeah. 11, 12, 13, yeah. 11th day of Halloween. I shall be watching Halloween H2O, 20th anniversary movie. Don't know why I chose that one, I just thought, the first one, then there's like another first one. Then there's another first one, and now there's another first one. I don't know. I think it's a sequel and a reboot at the same time. I don't understand it either. I'll watch the movie and I'll talk to you about it. I've not seen this film, actually. I might have seen it on TV years ago, but I mean, I don't know this film. So, you know, it'll be fairly new to me, so it might be a shorter video, because I don't know. I mean, Freddy vs. Jason I've seen a few times, actually. I watched it first when I was in school, which was terrible. But, you know, whatever. I think a friend lent it to me, actually. And I was like, it's alright. Not tits in it, though. You know, because I was about, like, 14 at the time or something. Yeah. Day 12, on the 30th, I'll be watching The Shining. And on 13 be your picks. Had some comments so far. Please comment more. Tell me anything. Tell me anything terrifying. Whoever gets most comments, you know, I'll watch. If I get a few comments, I will choose. If I get the same amount of, because I've had one comment for one film, one comment for another film. If I don't get a majority vote, I'll pick one of the two films, but I might watch the other one at a later date, because as much as I'm doing this 30 Days of Halloween, there's a lot of films that didn't make the cut. So I might watch those films separately just for fun, and I'll put that video on YouTube, you know. I'm not going to be the guy who does reviews on horror movies per se, but I mean, I might do that just for fun, because, you know, a lot of films didn't make the cut, and a lot of films I kind of want to watch. So yeah. Tomorrow's Halloween, day after is The Shining. Yeah. I might upload some other stuff. I'm probably going to get a tattoo on the 30th or the 31st. I might do a video of that, you know. Sure, I'm not a wussy, even though I'm probably a bit of a wussy, but I'm not a wussy when it comes to tattoos and pain, so yeah. That's all from me. I'll be right back tomorrow. J-Man out.